So hey everyone, just back with another video on how I do things on tour. I thought in this video I would talk about my camp, so basically how I sleep. We'll cover my tent, sleeping pad, quilt, all that stuff. But before we do, I just want to take a second and say hi to anybody that's new to the channel for the first time. Let you know my name's Dean. If you could hit that subscribe button, it would help my little channel tremendously. I'm very close to getting to 1,000 subscribers, and it would be great if we could get there. So I do also have a Patreon page. I haven't really had a chance to develop it the way it should be, but for 2022, I do plan on working my Patreon the way it should be. So unedited content, no commercials, and I will upload all my videos to Patreon first. So if you'd like to check that out, there is a link in the description. And for $3 a month, you could really help me out more than you could ever imagine. So, and while we're at it, I know not everybody watches till the end, so I'm just going to take a second right now to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, and I hope everyone's spending the holidays with loved ones and just relaxing and enjoying life. So I just wanted to say that before we move on any further. Let's start out about talking about the most important part of the sleep setup, and it's obviously the tent. As you can see, I have mine set up. I just came out in the backyard today to get this done. I do have some old footage I could have probably stuck in here, but I'm trying to give a more up-to-date thoughts on this tent as well, as not just explaining its stats and all that stuff. So this is the Eureka Midori 1. It is a $175 tent Canadian. It is a one-person tent. The length on it is 7 foot 2 inches. The weight is 3 pounds 11 ounces, and it is a 3-season tent. I really can't say anything bad about it, guys. And as you heard, for the price at $175, honestly, it's kind of staggering. I've had North Face tents, I've had MSR tents, Woods tents, and some other ones that I'm not even thinking about right now. And I'm telling you right now, it stacks up to any of those tents. So for $175, I highly recommend it. It might be a little iffy in certain parts of that 3-season section in spring and fall. It's very mesh, as you can see. The outside of the tent is really more of a mesh body all the way around. It's really nice in the summertime when you don't need the fly and you can leave it off. It's such a beautiful sleep. But having said that, because that it's the tent body is largely mesh, it really can get kind of iffy in those buffer seasons, those shoulder seasons, so keep that in mind. But as you can see, the vestibule that goes on it is quite substantial, and it has pretty good coverage. So when you do have the vestibule on, you are pretty cozy in there and snug. So it has a good vent on the roof, as you can see right here, where you can basically control your condensation. But like any tent, in certain situations, there's always going to be that condensation on the inside of the tent in the morning. It's unavoidable. I've had it on every tent I've owned, so just keep that in mind. The weight of the tent is 3 pounds 11 ounces. I don't know if I mentioned that, just to get that out there. The only thing I would say is I am actually considering getting another tent, and it would be the two-person version of this, and that's only so I can have room to put my gear in. And that one comes in at $250, which is still amazing. So yeah, the Eureka Midori 1, I highly recommend it. Like I said, $175 Canadian. Like, honestly, the quality of it is excellent. So definitely check out the Eureka Midori 1. All right, next let's talk about my sleeping pad. I'm using the Klymit Insulated Static V sleeping pad. It comes in at $120. The weight is 680 grams or 1.5 pounds. It is 72 inches long, and it has an RV value of 4.4. It is made out of 75D polyester. Honestly, guys, I've had other ones. I've had Thermarest, Neo Airs, other sleep pads, and really, again, it is, for the price, an excellent product. I cannot recommend it enough. There's really not too much I can say about it. For me, I had to play around with the inflation, how much I inflate it. I needed a little on the softer side, so I had to kind of play with that. But once I got that, I really love it a lot. So anybody looking for a good sleeping pad, I highly recommend the Klymit Insulated Static V sleeping pad. Again, links for everything will be in the description below, guys, and you can check out prices and even more in-depth stats and stuff like that. So definitely recommend the Klymit sleeping pad. Alright guys, since we just talked about my Klymit sleeping pad, let's talk about my Klymit Versa quilt. I had used the sleeping bag always before, but I have found that because I'm a side sleeper and I toss and turn a lot, that sleeping bags just were really frustrating. And I also have to go to the bathroom a lot, and I found times where that zipper was just frustrating. So let's put it that way. So I am using the Klymit Versa quilt. It is $110. It weighs 32 ounces. I believe the length on it is 7 feet 4 inches, the same length as the sleeping pad. It's an excellent product, guys. I really can't say enough about it. It has a foot box, so when it is a little colder, you can put your feet in it and stay a little warmer. The corners have places where you can insert the corner of the sleeping pad, so it kind of hooks it in, where you're not tied in like a sleeping bag, but it keeps the pad in place. I don't use that feature myself, but anyways, guys, not a lot to say about it. It's a quilt. It's an excellent product. They do make warmer ones. If it was something I was using in the wintertime, I would definitely be getting a different quilt, but this one is excellent for spring, summer, and early fall. So get the Klymit quilt if you are looking for a good quilt. So guys, next I'm going to talk about my tarp. It's really something I should have talked about when I was talking about the tent, because to me they're kind of a system together. I use the Hot Core Wingman tent. It is 9.5 feet by 9.5 feet. It weighs 610 grams, I do believe, about just over a pound. It is made out of 750 ripstop fabric, 750D ripstop fabric. I got the medium version. It does come in 4 or 5 different sizes, and like I said, at $58, guys, you cannot beat it. It's a wonderful product. I don't have it set up in the backyard because I don't really have the right trees or anything to set it up, but I do have some footage from when I was in Goderich. So when I was in Goderich, I camped for 20 days, more I think, actually maybe 22 days straight, and I had the tarp, tent, everything set up for that whole time, and I cannot say enough good things about the whole system altogether. So I'll put some footage up of the tarp I have that I recorded while I was doing this kind of shakedown for the 22 days of all the equipment. So if you're looking for a good tarp, guys, for $58, you honestly can't go wrong. It's a really nice, durable, lightweight tarp. Alright guys, so we'll just kind of wrap this up with a couple of smaller things, but obviously one thing that is just as important as everything else, especially for me because I do have really bad neck problems, is a pillow. I've been using the Mac Deluxe pillow. It's $38. This is the large version. It's 168 grams. It is a really good pillow. I find at times it's not good for me with my neck problems, but I think if you're someone that doesn't have any neck issues, you would love this pillow, to be honest with you. I might be looking at some different options, memory foam type things and stuff like that, and I'll let you know what I go with. But really, I can't fault this pillow. It's just more the neck problems I have from a couple accidents I had. So the Mac Deluxe pillow, definitely recommend it. Alright, so just a couple other things to talk about, and it would just be really like lighting and stuff like that, or really just mainly lighting. I was using the Goal Zero Crush Light Chroma lantern. I love it, to be honest with you guys. It's 91 grams. It collapses down. I'll put a picture up of it. I couldn't find one of it collapsed down, but it accordions right down, and it's just like 1.5 centimeters thick. It has different light settings, but that's not why I like it. It's just a really good Type-C USB rechargeable $35 lantern. If you leave it on the low setting, it'll work for like 35 hours. So I'm probably going to order another one, but I'm also possibly ordering this device for inflating the air mattress, because even though it's not a big deal, after a long day, sometimes I just do not want to sit there inflating that. So I'm going to order a device called the Gigapump 2.0, and it's just a USB chargeable device that kind of fits in the palm of your hand, the size of a battery basically, and it basically just inflates your air mattress, but it also has like a 400 lumen light on it. So I'll probably be using that a lot. So I don't know if I'll get another Goal Zero to replace the one I left behind at my friend Marnie's house. But anyways, if you are looking for a light, the Goal Zero Crush Light Chroma lantern is an excellent lantern. So anyways, guys, that kind of wraps up what I do at camp for sleeping. Like I said, I just want to mention that you know, the things I do are just the things I do. I'm not saying that it's the only way to do things. There's so many good tech products out there, gear for camping and everything, that there's a million different ways to do it. Some people like ultralight. Some people like to go full everything with like bring everything but the kitchen sink. I think I'm somewhere in between. I don't really care if I have a ton of weight on my bike. It's more about organization. So like I said, I'm not saying my way is the only way. There's so many good ways, and I'd love to hear what your ways are. So if you want to share your setup and how you do things, I'd love to hear it. You'll see my setup evolve as time goes by as well. While I'm familiar with camping, I only started touring about 3 years ago, bicycle touring. So you're going to see my setup evolve definitely as time goes by. There's other tents I'm looking at. If money wasn't an issue, I'd probably be using the Z-Pack duplex, I believe it's called, but I think it's like $800 Canadian as opposed to 175 Canadian. So anyways, guys, that's what I do for camp when I'm out on tour. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope everyone has a great holidays. Take care, guys.